إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله تعالى من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا له من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد في الأولين وصل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد في الآخرين وصل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد في كل وقت وحين وصل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد في الملأ الأعلى إلى يوم الدين اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. Believers, our children inshallah will back to school next week. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make that academic year blessing year and successful year for all. Ameen ya Rabbal Alamin. And the education is responsibility for all the society, not only the school, but education starts from the house, from the home. Mother, the first school. Mother is the first teacher for the kids. So it is joint and responsibility between all, the mother, the family, the home, all the home, father, brothers, uncle, all the family members, and the school, public or private school, and all the society. All of them share and participate in raising up these human. It's not only one part of these, all of them. The masjid community has the same responsibility. We have to get our children enough religious, spiritual orientation or education to get them secure when they get out in the street, interact with the society. The society has good and bad, like any other society. So the security, social security, starts from the house, from the home. When provide your child, your kid, with the values, Islamic values, that protect him or her from any evil outside. The masjid also play the same role in the life of the children. So today this sermon will be about some advices, spiritual orientation for our kids when they involve in their new academic year. So the first advice and the first item in that orientation, which is taqwa Allah Jalla wa Ala. Taqwa Allah. Teach your kid how to fear Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How to fear Allah when you are alone, no one see you. Learn and teach yourself that Allah watches me. Allah listens to me. Remind yourself about that. And teach the kid that, the child that Allah watches me, Allah listens to me. That initiate and raise in the heart of the child fearing from Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is like the Sahaba radiallahu anhu used to do with their children, and the Salaf of this ummah, and the righteous people till now. Teach your child taqwa Allah Jalla wa ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that all the prophets recommend and advise their people, their nations, to fear Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and initiate that meaning and that value. It's a great value. When the person raise up with that value in his or her heart, that Allah watches and listens and observes us, that make the person righteous person, good citizen, and good person in the society. Serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and serve the society and serve the family and serve himself, because he live and exercise the life and in his or her heart that meaning. And Rasulullah respond Jibreel alayhi salam the question about ihsan. What ihsan is? Saying, أن تعبد الله كأنك تراه. Allahu Akbar. When ihsan, perfection. Ihsan, perfection. Perfect in everything. In everything. In your salah, in your action, your business, in everything, perfect. You're a perfect person, righteous person. So Jibreel alayhi salam, you know the story of the hadith, very famous and authentic hadith, came in a figure of a man and asking these questions: what's Islam, what's Iman, what's Ihsan, when as-sa'a, yawm al-qiyamah. So al-Ihsan, Rasulullah answered, أن تعبد الله كأنك ترى, to worship Almighty as if you see Almighty. You know, when you are in the work, in the job, and there is supervisor over you, how is your work is? You're working perfect, right? Your supervisor, your manager watches you. So we worship Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and deal with the life, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala supervisor over us 24 hours. So at-taqwa, it is value. We should carry it in our heart and mind, our actions. When you are in school, deal with the teacher, deal with the students, deal with everybody around you, deal with your classes. Some students, they have activities and they have homework, and they leave it till the last minute and come to answer their activities. Of course, it's not perfect, and they're gonna lose some of their grades and discover at the end of the month, of the year, that grade is not perfect. Why? Because, ask yourself, why? Because you get late to do. You focus just only on your PlayStation, your device, you're playing your games, and I remember I have homework, I have to do that. This is a way and lack of taqwa. Because taqwa, you have duties over you other students. You have to do that. Your father work hard to support you. Your father struggle in the life to provide you with good life. So we have to respond that by good exercise for our duties, our life, in the school, homework, the statements, everything you have to do over you, we have to get on time and before your time with that. So because taqwa push and get the heart and the person move in that direction. So at-taqwa, one of the definition for it is very simple definition for it, which is to avoid what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it haram and exercise what's halal. Just very simple. Is haram, avoid it. Is halal, do it. Ittaqwa. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has clear mandates in the Quran. Clear teachings in the Quran. Do that, don't do that. So as a muttaqi, as a mu'min, as a believer, as a Muslim, you follow what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mandates in the Holy Book, in the Quran. قال ربنا جل وعلا يا أيها الناس. This is nida for all mankind. Not Muslims only, believers, but all mankind. يا أيها, all mankind. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم إن زلزلة الساعة شيء عظيم. O mankind, fear your Lord. Indeed, the earthquake that come on the hour, or the hour, is one of the description of the Yawm al-Qiyamah, Day of Judgment, as a great, huge earthquake that get what inside, outside. وأخرجت الأرض أثقالها, from that huge, very big earthquake that get what inside, outside. So Allah remind us about that horrible incident, event. How can I avoid that? To be insecure and safety by taqwa Allah. لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. The believers, muttaqeen, righteous people, there is no grief over them. There is no grief. There is no, any kind of worry them in that day, Yawm al-Qiyamah, because the production of taqwa Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also, at-taqwa, when we exercise that value in our life, as a students, seek knowledge. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provide by more knowledge. Open the heart, open the mind. And to find that person who exercise taqwa Allah Jalla wa Ala as a students, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open his or her mind and heart for the masail, matters of the books or the mathematics, whatever he study or she study. Because he exercised taqwa. This is a special barakah. Special barakah. Come to muttaqeen. Allah open their heart, mind for the knowledge and seek knowledge. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَيُعَلِّمُكُمُ اللَّهُ. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ. Fear Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah gonna teach you. Gonna teach you? Yes. How that? We have methods and tools for learning, education. School, class, book, teacher, all that stuff. This is what we human know. But there is beyond that. Is in Quran? Yes. In the story of Musa alayhi salam, Prophet Musa alayhi salam, and Al-Khadr. Al-Khadr, one of the righteous people. Allah sent Musa to learn from that man. That man received his knowledge from Almighty directly. By inspiration, by wahy, by whatever. Allah mentioned that in Surah Al-Kahf. وَعَلَّمْنَاهُ مِن لَدُنَّا عِلْمًا. And we teach them from our teachings, our knowledge. Allah mentioned that. So that man, example for this, وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَيُعَلِّمُكُمُ اللَّهُ. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَيُعَلِّمُكُمُ اللَّهُ. We should know as a students that learning and seeking knowledge, it is ta'ah, ibadah, lillahi tabaraka wa ta'ala. Islam is not what we see from some brothers or sisters who got into the masjid and do salah and do fasting and do that minimum rate of ibadah. This is okay. That is this is a bottom of Islam. This is the minimum of Islam. But Islam, everything you do in your life, everything is kind of ibadah. Kind of ibadah. Islam teach us that. Rasul sallallahu Sunnah Nabawiyya wal Quran al-Azim teach us that. Everything you do, even your food, when you eat, when you drink, when you sleep, when you go to work, when you deal with neighbors, with your wife, with your children, with your parents, everything, every action, it is ibadah. It is ibadah, worshipping Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So whatever we do, it is worshipping Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, serving Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when we go to school, this is a very important point for our kids. When you go to school in the morning, establish this niyyah, that you go like you go to the masjid. Go to worship, pray, right? And seek knowledge also. I go to school to seek knowledge, to learn from our teachers. Both this need. Allah will reward you for that. Don't make it just tradition, just habit, just custom. No, make it relate or belong it to your religion, your deen, your ibadah, your serving to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What the consequence? This meaning. Allah opened the heart and the mind in your class. Your heart and your mind. So from that, we learn that we have to adjust and correct our niyyah. Adjust and correct our niyyah to make it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Go to school, college, start with this niyyah. I learn for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Fi sabilillah tabaraka wa ta'ala. And to support my ummah, my nation, support my family, support myself, support. Make that thing in your heart. Allah will bless you. Really, Allah will bless you and increase your reward and increase the blessing and increase in your barakah in this life and next life, inshallah. So, talabul ilm, ibadah. Seeking knowledge is ibadah, serving Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have to establish that niyyah in our heart. I know this meaning it's hard for the young, but as parents, we should sit down with our kids, 6 years old, 5, 7, 10, cannot understand that well. You have a role as a parent. Parents, father, mother, sit down with your kids, your children, and teach them this meaning, this value. Taqwa in school, and seeking knowledge is ibadah, and al-ilm fil Islam ibadah, talab al-ilm fard, it's obligation over us as a believer, as a Muslim, to seek knowledge, and that knowledge has no time. It's from birth to death. Birth to death. Keep seeking knowledge. And alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, this nation, in this ummah, in America, Muslims here has a great and high level in education. A lot of PhD, master degree, doctors, teachers in engineering, mashallah. So we need to increase and advance more for our, next generation in the future. Because ummah, the nation, according to what you do with your children, youth, now. The future starts now. When you do what we do with our kids and youth, it will be our future. If we are good in education, the future will be better. If we are careless and don't care about our, kids in the education, the future will be not good. Dear believers, the barakah of ilm and talab al-ilm, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned through His Prophet ﷺ in authentic narration that whoever seek knowledge, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open gate for him for Jannah. Say example, I'm looking to learn Chinese language. For example, Chinese language. Chinese very hard. The hardest language, I'm looking to learn Chinese language. Now, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, establish this need. Now, you start to your classes and study with your teacher and struggle in learning that. Okay? By this niyyah, Allah opened for you gate to Al-Jannah, to paradise. By this niyyah. So whoever start to learn any topic, not only religious topics, is top, of course, but also all topics, mathematics, physics, chemistry, whatever you learn, it is perfect. It is, demanded. It is very important in Islam. So when we open that heart and put the niyyah, our niyyah, that we learn and open that, topic in learning, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open a gate for us to paradise. Is an authentic come through Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu. The believers, أقول قولي هذا إن كان من توفيق فمن الله وحده وإن كان من خلل ونقص فمني ومن الشيطان فأستغفر الله استغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له هو تولى الصالحين وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله الصادق الوعد الأمين اللهم صل وسلم وزد وبارك على هذا النبي المبارك وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه إلى يوم الدين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما يا رب العالمين. أما بعد, believers, our kids, among these orientation that we learn today before starting our class next week, inshallah, we should put that in our mind. Every Muslim on this land, representative for the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. All of us, every Muslim and Muslimah, man, woman, represent Al-Islam. So when we go to school and we are a good example in a school, advanced students, high behavior students, follow the rules and the law, everything is okay. So the reaction, impression for that will be good about Islam and Muslims. Because they hear here and there about Islam and Muslim in media either, but they watch it. Muslim is good man. It's good students. So this figure, this image will change by time. It's challenge. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. And Muslims, since the time and the era of Mecca, they are a challenge, even go to the Medina, challenge. Go around the world, challenges. So this is the hikmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the believers, that we face challenge in your life to test, to be under examination, under test. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when you know about yourself, you are good believer or no. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will for us everything good and put us in a trial, tribulation, challenges. Why? One of the reasons, many reasons, one of the reasons that you discover yourself. If you are weak, so you need to enhance your faith, your power. If you are strong, you need to raise your power in faith. So Muslims in these days, they have many challenges. So when we get a good figure, a good example, a good picture, this is one of our responsibility as a believers. Every Muslim responsible for image about Islam, of Islam. Another point, the believers, I give it to the parents first and for the kids, to make Quran every day. Start your day in the morning before going to bus, your school, just few lines from the Quran. Read with your kids. Open the Mus'haf and read with them. Every day. Make it habit. This is the time to initiate custom and habit for your kids. So every day in the morning before going to school, open the Mus'haf and read just few lines. One page, half a page, whatever you can do it. But don't leave it. Make it habit every day. That initiates in the heart of the children loving for the Quran, especially with the meaning, what would you recite, and also have protection for the kids. and blessing for our kids. The topic has many points, but the time is over. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless our children and their academic year and make this successful academic year. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma aghfir lana dhunubana